Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Koali here, and today I'm going to be talking about Black Ops 4 and the state that it's in and what I think about the game. This is all just my opinion, of course. I have three gameplays. One is zombies, and two are multiplayer. I'm not sure how I do in the multiplayer. I know it's decent, to say the least. I am playing on hardcore because I'm actually going to get into the reason why I play hardcore. But yeah, just enjoy the gameplay. Another thing I have to add, for some reason after the update, when I have the ICR, I cannot see the reticle or the reflex sight. It doesn't show up. I don't know if you guys are getting that problem. I tried other guns. It just only seems to be the ICR. So Treyarch, please fix a multitude of things that are wrong with this game, and I'll actually be going over them. So this is going to be like the bad of the game, and then I'm going to go over the good in another video, get some different gameplay. But let's see, the good of Call of Duty Black Ops, or the bad of Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Gunfights in core, because the time to kill is so high, it doesn't feel like a Call of Duty game anymore. It feels like I'm playing Siege, actually, when I play this game. Which it isn't inherently bad. Actually, Siege is a pretty good game. And I like how Call of Duty is going for a tactical kind of shooter this year. I love the health restem. I just like hardcore because I can do crazy shit like this. Multi-kills are very hard to get in core. If you get ran up on by two people, you're most likely gonna die. Where in other Call of Duties, you probably could get away with a few. You know, probably kill a few people there. But in this game, you're not, unless you're playing hardcore and did what I just did, you're probably not gonna get a lot of kills like that. In core, at least, and in hardcore, you're just gonna get ass fucked by the Titan, by some dude walking around just like that with the Titan. It happens in core and hardcore, which I think the LMGs are still too good. That's just another thing I've just wanted to throw out there. LMG with thermal sight is actually a preset class. It is like the LSAT with the target finder. It is absolutely overpowered and shouldn't be a thing. I'm not sure why jump cuts there. That happens sometimes with share play. It's fucking retarded. But like, the gun is really overpowered. Strobe lights with the shotguns, even though they said they fixed these things, are still obscenely overpowered on console. I don't think it's as prevalent on PC, but on console, it is a problem. Also, the Ajax, still, they said they nerfed him. All they nerfed on Ajax was the time you get what his special. That's literally it. His 9-bang is still obscenely overpowered. It is the best. He is honestly one of the best specialists. He's one of the most overpowered specialists. The shield can only be countered by any explosive, or if you get behind him. So unless you're behind him, or you have an explosive, you are not killing Ajax. He will fuck you up with that shield. I know I'm kind of just like boom, 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 shoot them off really quick. I have a lot of multiplayer issues. One, connectivity. When it was revealed that we only have 28 tick servers and we do not have 60 tick servers, I was pretty pissed. Call of Duty has always been known for like kind of shitty connection, somewhat. But I've never played a Call of Duty where I've lagged out of games so much, crashed games so much. And I feel like the hit detection in this game is god awful. I mean, it's pretty good at some points. If you're jumping and going sideways, you are not hitting shit. I literally have done this where I pinpoint accuracy on someone's body, but because I was jumping and going sideways, some reason it doesn't register as a hit. I don't know if this kind of has always been a thing in Call of Duty, and I wish it would be fixed. But it is more prevalent this year than any other year. If you're jumping sideways, you're not hitting shit. If you're jumping forward, you're gonna hit it because it's like I don't know, Call of Duty logic, I guess. But what else? Usually, no. The black market works better than the actual game does sometimes. It's a little ridiculous. I think the game wasn't as optimized as it should have been. It is still the top selling Call of Duty, and I have fun playing this. I will admit, this Call of Duty on hardcore is fun. If you play core, for me, it's a fucking headache. I can't play core. I don't know why. I just can't. Because there's so many times I hit someone for 104 health or 100 health. Would have been a kill in any other Call of Duty. But because it is Black Ops 4, it's 150 health is just a little too much for me. And you can also get body armor that gives you 200 health. And the Crash, when he does his special, his big thing, I don't know exactly what it's called. I used it in my gameplay. When he does that special, it also gives you 200. It gives you the 50 plus health. So I don't know if it actually stacks with the armor, but potentially if it does, that's 250 health. That is a problem. And you can actually re-stem if you have the bar still there. Say like you have 200 and you get knocked down to 160 and you re-stem, you can still keep the 200. In hardcore, it's not as bad. You only get 76, which it's hardcore. It's going to be like, what, 3-4 bullets instead of 1, maybe 2 bullets to kill somebody, which I don't have a problem with. I think it's alright. Hardcore is honestly, I think, the most balanced mode. It has some of the worst hit detection, but I can stand playing that. It's good hit detection. It's hardcore. Hardcore is not gonna have the best hit detection, honestly. It's just how it is. The specialists are very good. I think the Seeker drone on Prophet is the only reason I really play Prophet, or the Tempest on hardcore. It's a one-shot kill. The Tempest in core is pretty useless if you don't shoot them twice or hit them. The Seeker is pretty balanced. As you see, I just countered it. It's an easy counter. The first time playing the game, you're probably not going to counter it effectively. But besides, like, once you play the game for like an hour or so and you see them a bunch of times, you're going to be able to counter it pretty easily. Another thing is that the score streaks. The strike team is amazing, which I don't have a problem. I love overpowered score streaks, even if they're being used against me. I think they're awesome. But there are some score streaks that are very underpowered. The UAV literally lasts like 5 seconds. It is ridiculous. They need to buff the UAV to a better duration. And honestly, my UAVs always get shot down. So it's not even worth running UAV or counter UAV, because there's always going to be that dickhead in the back of the map with a fucking rocket launcher. And I guess the last thing would be the black market and the fucking paid system. It is ridiculous. There was a guy that bought every tier with all the COD points. He didn't get shit out of it. You think he would actually, like, if you reach there, you would get something better. I do say the camo that you get towards the end, like tier 200, is pretty dope. It's actually really cool. And you can get Hudson for Blackout, but I'm not even going to talk about Blackout. Honestly, Blackout I didn't play. It didn't catch it caught my interest for the first day. After that, I was just like, yeah, I don't want to play this anymore. So, closing statements. Treyarch needs to fix this game. It is still a hot... It's not as bad, but it's still a heaping pile of anxiety. Oh, and also the trip mines, as you can see there. The trip mines are fucking disgusting. But, it's really not all that bad. Like, the game itself. It's fun to play. It's a fun experience. If you're with a party, you'll do very well. If you're by yourself, be careful, because there are going to be those people that are partied up I feel like there's a lot of tryhards now too, myself included. But I feel like I always get put up against tryhards. And I also feel because the hit detection is so bad, I have missed out on so many kills that I probably should have gotten. So that needs to be fixed. But then again, Treyarch games usually have shitty hit detections. Well, they used to not. They used to have some of the best. But, you know, now I guess they have shit hit detection. Infinity Ward has the best, and Sledgehammer's is kind of like in the middle. So, maybe, you know. But that was the best thing about Infinite Warfare. It had the best. It had one of the best hit detections. And Ghost. Ghost has some of the best hit detection in Call of Duty we've ever seen. But, I mean, I guess if you really enjoy the game, that's all that matters. And I really do enjoy this game. I think it's so much fun. And I wouldn't like my final rating for multiplayer, like a 6 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it's new and it's exciting, and I like it. So that's gonna be it for the multiplayer portion. Now we're gonna get on to the zombies, and oh boy, just wait. So all in all, honestly, I'm just gonna say this right from the get-go. Zombies is fun. This is probably the best zombies experience we've had. And I've been playing zombies since it first came out. This is probably the most jam-packed, fun experience. We have 4 maps on launch, and 3 of them have Easter eggs. Well, I mean, all 4 of them do, but classified you have to get around 150, and this is my problem. High rounds are unachievable on this game. There are so many crashes that it is unbelievable. It is hard to get to high rounds without getting a blue screen. It's hard to do Easter eggs without getting a blue screen. And it's a little bit ridiculous. Like, this game in itself has a ton of blue screens. It was not QA tested enough, and the game was rushed. You could tell the game was rushed. Training is dead. It is not as effective as it was. I mean, you could still do it now, but in the beginning, it was pretty bad. What else? There's the tigers and the dogs were way too overpowered in the beginning of the game. I'm just gonna say that now. They were pretty overpowered, which is a little bit disheartening because you would run through a spot and all you would see is a dog come out of nowhere, and they spawn in front of you. The zombie spawns in this game are very aggressive for some reason. Like, if you use the gondola on Blood of the Dead, you will know what I'm talking about. It's a little ridiculous because you'll go out, use the gondola. The gondola is usually like, you know, the spot to like get out of a jam. But if you're going up to the cell blocks from the gondola and you're on a high round, get ready to get ass raped by zombies. Unless you have good guns or your specialist weapon as the katana. Because if you don't, you're probably going to die. You most likely will. Because the zombie spawns are so aggressive. If you don't have good enough like utility to take care of them, it's game over at that point. Another thing is they didn't add Jug. There is no Jug in this game. I had a problem with this in the beginning of the game when it first came out. It's not as bad. I mean, I've gotten used to it. And they also increased the health by 50 points. So instead of 3 hits, it is now 4. Which, honestly, is like, what, 2 less hits than Jug? It's really not that big of a difference. Or like, maybe 1. So Jug is kind of like integrated. They didn't have Speed Cola at first. They added that in finally. If you buy all the perks, actually, you get Speed Cola. Which, in zombies, you know, is huge. Which, in the beginning of the game, totally killed the Blundergat. Because the Blundergat is pretty effective with Speed Cola. And getting rid of Speed Cola just kind of fucks with the gun. And made it barely it's unplayable. Some of the perks are pretty bad. PhD slider is just like they really did try with PhD slider. You know they don't want to bring back PhD flopper because of the sliding mechanic. Like I never really got that. Like why not make it so when you get PhD flopper instead of sliding, you dive. Like there's no slide. I mean, I no that because that would kind of fuck with the shit. But like maybe if you double tap, I don't know. You could figure something out because you could add back in flopper. Like it's not the sliding portion that makes me like, this isn't a good perk because I never really use. You can use the flopper. It's not good, but my main problem was that it doesn't negate all explosive damage. It negates some explosive damage, which actually it helps, but it's so minute, and it's for me like it's really not a perk worth running. I think the perk setup I have now is the best perk setup in the game, in my opinion. Deadshot Daiquiri is, if you're going for headshot camos, is honestly it doesn't even matter if you're going for headshot camos. If you don't go for headshots in this game, you're not killing anything. Sorry to say it. It's just how it goes. You're not going to kill the zombies. But I digress. It's still a fun game. It's just it's frustrating. And the Easter eggs, oh my god. Like so many crashes on launch, so many blue screens. This game literally summed up on launch was a disaster. It was full of bugs, blue screens, frame rate drops. It still happens now. There's still shit that needs to be fixed in this game. And honestly, instead of releasing it a lot earlier, they should have released it a lot later. If they had released this game in December and it was in perfect working condition, this would have been one of the greatest Call of Duties. I mean, it still is a great Call of Duty, and I bet after the patches, it's going to be fun to play. This is the best zombies experience we've got so far. And, we still have a whole season to go, and there's rumored that there's going to be a Nuketown map. There's also the guy that worked, there was a QA tester that leaked a bunch of stuff. I'm actually not going to talk about any of it. I don't feel like that's really my business to talk about it. The zombies news channels have already talked about it, and I don't want to do that. I think the way he handled it was pretty unprofessional, but at the same time, it gave us a lot of interesting leaks. But I was surprised Call of Duty Black Ops 4 even had QA testers, because this game, honestly, the multiplayer does feel like it's still in the beta, just fucking reduced server tick. And the zombies is just so buggy, I don't want to play it sometimes. And it's probably because some of the maps are just like Nine's is probably one of the best maps ever. It's probably my top 3, top 5. Classified is, I never thought I would say this. When I heard they were remaking 5, I was like, oh yeah, cool, 5, woo. And then I realized, Classified is one of the best maps in the game. It's, especially if you train out by Groom Lake, by the teleporter pad. For me, that's my favorite strategy for training in this game. It works. It's like semi-open. My only problem with the starting room in 9, I mean, yeah, it is the best starting room we've ever had, but I just don't feel like, because of the fire ruins the whole training aspect of it. Because, if I'm at 50 health, I don't want to have to take that unnecessary damage. That damage will kill you. But, I mean, if you're running, pretty far out, and you barely get touched, this is probably the best training spot in the whole game. Just mechanically wise, how everything works. Just don't run into those pillars like I just did. Because, yeah, you're gonna get fucked. The guns are pretty good. There's a bunch of shit ones though. I mean, there's And if you don't pack a punch before round 16, almost every gun is useless. I've never found a useless gun after round 16 besides like wonder weapons. But I mean, zombies has a lot of problems. They're gonna fix it, guaranteed. It's gonna be fixed. And I don't know. I just hope that Treyarch sees some like a video like this. It doesn't even have to be my video. I hope they see videos like this, and they have. They've really been trying to fix this game. They know what they fucked up. They really did, and it's still one of the best-selling Call of Duties. Because Call of Duty sells every year, and there's people like me that love the game, and we always will buy Call of Duty because of that reason. Nothing wrong with that. I just kind of wish that Activision and Call of Duty would, like, I don't know, actually give us a working product and not like a beta 2.0. A little frustrating. I don't know. It's not as bad as EA. EA is probably the worst company when it comes to, I don't know, handling. Like if EA wasn't a game company, they made anything like say EA did like nutrition or something, like they made like protein bars, they would be out of business. But because it's gaming, they're allowed to make shitty content like this, you know? Like, but that's a whole nother boat, whole nother story for a whole nother time. And Bethesda too. Bethesda could be put under that wing, I guess. But that's not for this video. A little bit of a tangent right there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I mean, I don't want to just sound like I'm shitting on the game, so I will do a what Black Ops 4 did right, or good things about Black Ops 4. I guess is just the bad about Black Ops 4, because there was a lot of bad, I'll admit. But anyway, if you guys liked the video, please like, and if you could subscribe, that would be awesome. Turn on notification bells, all that good shit. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys have a wonderful day in this Quality 2014 or Quality Gaming. Sorry, signing off. Goodbye.